Remember, the YouTube ads feed the ducks. Good afternoon, everybody. It's June the 20th of the Heirloom Organic Vegetable Garden Series, and I'm finally planting something. Well, I'm going to plant my tomato plants right now. I'm going to pound the stakes into the ground, and I'm going to put them in. I've got 13 tomato plants. I've got a couple Cherokee Purple, a couple Moscovich, a couple Black Krim, and a new one that I started this year, Brandy Wine. It's a heritage strain. They've already, you know, because of the delay here, I've already got flowers. You know, we're going to have tomatoes here soon, sooner than probably last year because of the flowering action. But I'm going to do a little bit of raking here. It's a little bit muddy, but I'm going to, because they're plants, you know, if you take a look here, it's not exactly fluffy soil right now. So I'm going to get the rake out and just give her a quick rake at this end. And this is where I'm going to put them in this year, which is the first time that I put tomatoes in on my garden this end. And the reason I'm doing this end is because at the far end last year I had blight attack my tomatoes, and I'm hoping by being at the you know, rotating my garden, I'm moving everything around. And you know, last year corn was here, and this year corn is going to be down at the end. So everything's getting switched around to where it was last year and the year before. We're, you know, keeping the crop rotation. So I'm going to pound the stakes in and at least get my tomato plants in today. Okay, I've got my post pounded in, and I forgot that I'd reduced the number of tomato plants last year to 8 because we just don't need that many tomatoes. So I've got to sort through my plants here and decide which ones I'm going to plant. But I've got the 8 posts planted. These are my tomato cages that I made, I'm trying to think here, for 2012, I think I made them. They're great. Just pound them into the ground, instant holds up the plant. It's just fencing wire that bent over or bent around, and you know, pull it out with the tractor at the end of the year, or use a jack-all to pull it out of the ground and throw them in the pile and use them the year after. It's reuse and reduce, I guess you'd call her, the recycle place. And we know I'm good at reusing things. Alright, I'm going to sort through the plants and decide which ones I'm planting. Okay, I've got my tomato plants sorted now, and I'm planting a Moscovich. 3 Moscovich at this end. They're actually, there's 2 of them that are double plants, which I'm just going to throw them in. We'll see what goes on. If I have to cut them off, I will. Then I've got 2 Black Krims that I'm going to plant, and then 2 Cherokee Purples, and then there's 1 new strain, which is the Brandy Wine. And I'm going to throw them in the ground here, and then I'm thinking I'm going to throw in my pepper plants next, the next row here. It's either going to be pepper or broccoli. I'm not too sure yet. I'm going to figure that out. Well, I didn't get near as much done as I wanted to do, actually. Once I started digging here, putting the tomato plants in, like an inch below the surface, it's mud. It doesn't look it, but if you look, you can see a little bit of a, you know, a light brown look. That's strictly surface. The soil is absolutely soaked. I couldn't believe it. I dug down with a shovel, not even 3 inches, you know, 4 inches to make a hole to put the tomato plants in, and it was actually just solid mud. So I've got to, which is, you know, not the end of the world. I got to go and lay the garden out on paper anyways and do an inventory of the plants I've got on the back deck. I've got broccoli, hot peppers. Actually, I've got the infamous 2011 or 2012 jalapenos that I grew. I had seeds left over, and those are the plants that I got like 28 pounds of peppers. It was like 3 pounds of peppers per plant. So that's the strain I'm planting. That's actually the exact seeds I'm planting this year. So that I've got the plant started on the back deck. I've got broccoli and cauliflower. I got 2 types of broccoli on the back deck and 1 type of cauliflower. Or maybe 2 types of cauliflower. I can't remember. I gotta do an inventory here because laying it out in my head ain't working. I plant way too many vegetables to do it in my head. So I'm gonna go and do it on paper, and then tomorrow I'll mark it all out. Hopefully it'll be dry, a little more dry. Like, I can't believe it. Like, if you look at the soil here, you know, it's definitely got a you know, a mud look to it. It's and it's very heavy. There's actually, like, it's mud. It's not even, you know, we got a lot of water. Like, you can see the run here. There was a river that ran down here. That big storm we had. And actually, you can see it's so wet that there's actually algae here. There's a green tinge. I don't know if it's showing up or not, but you can see the algae. That's how wet it is. So this is, you can't plant this. If you threw seeds into this right now, all you end up getting is rotten seeds. Even with this time of year, with the sun being strong, the soil's just not warm enough. It's still a little bit cool, but when you got algae growing because it's so wet, not the time to be putting seeds in the ground. So I'm gonna go lay it out, and hopefully tomorrow she dries up a little bit more and I can do some work. I gotta get it, this weekend it has to be planted, because next weekend I gotta get the ducks outside, and I've got to get the ducks to the lake. That's one other thing that's got to happen here soon. So that's the Heirloom Organic Vegetable Garden update for today. Well, actually for this week. I'll see you on Sunday.